In the Hollywood Hotel. You looked relaxed on that throne, but you're pretty drained coming from Victory Lane. Congratulations on the big win.
Yeah, thank you. It was a hot day in the car, and then the drink system wasn't working from the start of the race, so I went pretty much a 4-hour race without any fluids in the car. And
really?
Yeah, chasing down Logano in the end, my whole left side was locking up in the car, and didn't feel very good, clearly when I got out, and I'm still not 100% yet.
But good thing, no, thanks for coming in here. Right, for good thing we always tease about you're off cycling or skiing or jumping through a hula hoop or whatever. All that fitness pays off when you need it.
It does, and frankly, and honestly, I've been susceptible to heat since I was a little kid racing dirt bikes. I can think of hot races that I just didn't fare well. So the physical fitness has certainly helped me, but at the same time, just the hot days and being down on fluids make it a lot harder than you want it to be.
Well, you talk about how physically draining it was, but mentally too. This is just a tough race. We've talked all week about how narrow the groove is and how fast you're going, over 200 miles an hour down in the corner. You couple those two together, it makes it a tough day.
It was such an intense race. I mean, turns 1 and 2 is really different. You have to slow the car down a lot and get it just right. And then you come off at turn 2 and turn 2 real slow and really not all that fast. And you look at 3 and 4 and think, man, can I run wide open? And you go down there and scare yourself and come out the other side. So it was a very, there wasn't a flow on the track the way it's racing right now. So you had to treat both ends of the track differently, stay physically and mentally sharp, probably more than just about anywhere we race.
You had a great practice yesterday, so I know you knew you had a good car, but when you put a good car in the back and all the traffic, how long into the race before you said, we've got something special today?
Honestly, it was, I think, getting close to the end of the second segment or stage that we had. We had a couple quick cautions, and being back in 40th, it was so scary back there. I mean, I just buried the track bar trying to get the car comfortable. But once we got single file and got going, I could pick cars off, and my car was a lot more comfortable in traffic than really anybody else around, so I had that going for me.
It's not about stage wins. That's nice if you can get them. It's about, and you said that prior to the race, winning races, winning championships. So was there much of a thought with that second stage getting a chance to kind of capture that?
Yeah, we stayed out trying to get Ryan on that restart, and ultimately I thought it may have cost us a chance to win. Yeah. So many guys came to pit road, and I kind of missed it there. Looking in the mirror, I saw everybody coming, and I should have pulled down because I could have lined up second or third on new tires and still been in the same position. But thankfully, we had a car that drove good through traffic.
Yeah, and you started rear of the field. I mean, nothing new from you. You won different races, and Texas here, a comfortable field here. But just maybe talk about working your way up and who you were worried about passing or where people were in terms of sizing that up over 500 miles.
Yeah, the start of the race, the groove was so narrow that you couldn't set anybody up. You had to drive in and put air on the back of them and make them uncomfortable and get them out of the way. So, and it's not, I don't enjoy passing people that way, but it's the only way to go forward. So after a few laps, I realized that it was time to be a jerk and get in there and move people out of the way.
And talk about pushing people around and what you had to do to move your way to the front. This place, you've been so good here, and everybody talks about your history, but they reconfigured it. That's like redoing how you win a championship. You've been pretty good at overcoming that as well, but were you confident coming here that no matter what they did to it, you were going to be okay?
Not really. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, repaves don't treat me well. I think the older surfaces, bumpier tracks really suit my style. So to get it done on a fast, aggressive track, a track where like a Chase Elliott or Ryan Blaney, they just don't know any better. Yeah. And you expect them to win, or Kyle Larson. So to have the guy with gray hair in his beard to pull it off, I'm pretty good about that.
We have fans of all ages, shapes, and sizes. We're excited to see you win. Those rooting forward against you. There's a cool show. Look at that. He's thrilled to see the champ, and a little high five there. You're always motivated in different ways, Jimmie. It's amazing you never lose that with all your accomplishments here. So when you hear people saying, well, and you set a different standard. So if you don't win, we are concerned. If you don't have a top 5, we're like, what's wrong with Jimmie? Yeah,
I mean, inside the garage here, I think people have known that we've had decent cars. We just haven't been executing. And today was a day that we had a lot of adversity to overcome. we handled it right. We didn't let anything get to us. We didn't let frustration build and make mistakes. Clean on pit road. From speeding standpoint, pit stops, pit calls, all of it. So it's amazing how momentum works in our industry. A little bit the wrong way can take you pretty far down, and a little bit the right way can really take you to the top.
Yeah, and it had to be frustrating too, knowing that through the first 6 races of the year, I had a better finish than you.
Well, who else bragging about that a little bit?
Yeah, who else would bring that up except Michael Waltrip?
Well, I mean, it's Jimmie Johnson. I finally had him on something. But today you put everything back. You mentioned the burying the track bar. Chris and I are going to go down the track track bar later. You want to go with us, or are you spent?
You get to keep the hat, too.
Cool. If the track bar is serving cold beer, I'm in.
I do want to talk about the championship in the bigger picture and how you pace yourself. And we listened in on the radio with you and Chad. It's such a unique relationship. I mean, that you fine-tune that every year when you come into a season saying, okay, we can work on this, and maybe the two of us can fine-tune this.
Yeah, I mean, we're like an old married couple. We know each other so well, and that allows us or gives us the opportunity to pop off to each other. I mean, right or wrong, everybody can hear it, everybody knows what goes on, but I know there isn't anybody else out there that would give me that dedication and work ethic that Chad does. So, and we've been able to accomplish some amazing things together. There's been some bumps in the road, but so is life.
And and he was there to get your uniform off, and he knew you were hurting today, and he had to appreciate the effort with Kyle Larson coming at you like he was, and he was there to make sure that you had everything you needed in Victory Lane to be able to smile.
Yep. He, between Chad and my wife, I saw my eyes when I got out of the car and looked over at him. They're like, he's in trouble. Get him help.
So Jimmie, do you come in, and I know every year your goal's the same. Obviously this year, were there some things where you got to win in the back? Can you try some things differently? You guys even fine-tune things in a different way now that you have that? And, of course, we still have stage points and playoff points and things to think about.
I mean, we're always trying things, and the box is so small that we work in now that you can't bring a lot of new technology to the track. I think now it's just about the momentum era and trying to keep momentum working for you. And for the start of the season, it was going the wrong way, and right now it's rolling the right way. So we just need to keep it going.
We're going to go short track racing in Bristol in a couple of weeks after a nice weekend off. How will the lower aerodynamic package with those high speeds at Bristol, how will that affect the racing there? Are you looking forward to it?
I'm really excited about it, but I think the corner entry is going to be pretty, as you know, the transition from the straight into the corner it just always makes the cars loose in, and with that small spoiler on the back, it's going to be a handful.
All right, well, I know you do have a win in Bristol. You've won everywhere. The mile-and-a-half king, nobody's won more, and he did it again in Texas. 7th all-time victory in Texas. Have a great Easter break. You and the family, too. Have a great holiday.